Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're hopping back into the Group C cars. We're here at Mugello. Uh, we did manage to qualify in third in the Toyota. Similar to the Formula 70 series Ferrari, this Nissan seems to be kind of the car that dominates the majority of lobbies. This one actually seems to be a little bit more mixed up than some of my other ones. But, you know, we qualified in third, a little over a second off of the leader's pace. And I think we're about half a second. Yeah, about half a second behind second place. So let's hop into this race and see how it goes. I actually kind of like the way this car sounds. Alright, good launch. Made it through turn one, which is good. There's a little bit of a gap here between myself and third place now. We'll see how long we can stick with this guy who qualified in first. I'm not sure what happened behind us, but that whole group has just fallen very far behind very quickly. Oh, that's... come on. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what happened behind us, man, but seems like everybody's just kind of disappeared. I know that this lap so far hasn't been very good for me, and that's why we're falling away from first, but how we managed to pull a 8-second gap in 2 laps, not even, from a guy who qualified half a second a lap faster than us. I just don't know. I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing. I'm getting distracted talking. If you guys played the Formula 70 series at all, I guess I would compare the Nissan to the Ferrari and the Toyota that I'm in to the Lotus. The handling between the two is very comparable, but the difference in straight line speed is very noticeable. So when you're choosing your cars, just keep that in mind. You know, if you want the meta car, you want the best opportunity to compete for a podium spot or a victory, you probably want to try the Nissan. If you're more interested in, you know, seeing how you can do in, you know, maybe not quite the best car, I think the Toyota is a good shout. I think on certain tracks, the Mercedes can be extremely strong, as it, in my experience, has one of, if not the best straight line speed, you know, of any of these Group C cars. But right now, I would kind of rank them as Nissan #1, overall most balanced, Toyota #2, with probably a little bit better handling than the Nissan, but not quite enough to make up for the lack of straight line speed in comparison. And then you have the Mercedes, which is kind of the opposite of the Toyota. Better straight line speed, I believe, but the handling is definitely not on par. So that, I think that's kind of how they've balanced these. You know, I use the term balanced loosely, because I think that the Nissan is pretty clearly the strongest car, and I think that the Mercedes is probably the third strongest out of those three. So, you know, just something to keep in mind when y'all are picking the cars. I haven't tried all of them by any means. It's really just kind of been those three. I may try a race where I hop into, you know, the Peugeot or Jag or something like that. But we'll just have to see how it goes between now and the series being reset. Coming up to the end of lap 4 here. We're gonna go ahead and run one more lap before we make our pit stop. Unfortunately, this has turned out to be, at least so far, kind of a hot lap session with the lack of other people around. I guess while I have you guys here and there's not much to commentate on, I'll want to go ahead and take a minute and say thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support that you've shown so far. I really appreciate it. I recorded a video and I was like, yeah, we're at like 170 subscribers. If we could get to 200, that would be amazing. And I woke up the next day and we're at 190. It's just absolutely insane. You guys are super awesome. Thank you so much for all the support you've shown. I really, really appreciate it. The goal, like I said, is 200 right now. So that is what we're on the road to. I believe we're at 192 as I record this. So if you guys are enjoying it and you want to see more videos like this in the future, and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. If you enjoyed this particular video, please consider giving it a like and letting me know in the comments. If I'm a terrible driver, feel free to let me know that too. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get some fresh tires here in the pits and see if we come out in second still, or if there's anybody maybe running hard tires. Alright, doesn't look like anybody close enough, at least, was running hard tires, so we will come out in second where we were. don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to the new Lexus GT3 car coming out. I believe that's supposed to be coming out relatively soon. Can't remember exactly what the next GT car to release will be, but I know the Lexus was one of the ones coming up, so if that is the one that is coming out soon, I'm very much looking forward to trying it. I'm hoping that they have managed to balance it. I've noticed that all of the new, you know, GT cars that they're releasing are like a 825 on the PI scale, so the Mercedes, the McLaren, what was that other one? The new Vet, was that an 825 also? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there are 3 though that they've come out with that are all an 825 on the PI rating, but they most of them I think are fairly competitive, with the exception of competitive with everything except the Audi, I should say. So the Audi I think is still overtuned, still a little too strong. So I just don't use it. I feel like I can compete with other vehicles, even if, you know, I wind up having to settle for second or third to someone else who's using the Audi and is a fast driver and all of the things, you know. I don't mind. I would rather get second in an NSX to someone of a similar skill level in an Audi than to win in an Audi against somebody at a similar skill level. Maybe that's just me, but that's, I don't know. If I know that there is objectively a meta, I typically try to stay away from it. Just because I feel like it makes things less interesting, you know? I like I said, I'd rather be able to compete or see if I'm able to compete with the meta with something that's, you know, maybe not as meta. For example, the NSX is a good example of something that I think can compete with the Audi without a whole lot of problem. You know, dependent upon the drivers and their skill ratings and tunes and whatever. And when I say skill ratings, I'm not talking about the in-game Forza skill ratings. I mean, you know, if you were to assign them skill ratings similar to a car, you know, someone that would be closer to all 10s than all 5s, just for example. Probably a terrible analogy. I'm trying really hard to multitask with racing and coming up with something to talk about right now. So I'm probably just rambling and saying a bunch of nonsense, but coming up here on the end of lap 8, about to start the final lap. Still hanging out in second place. It looks like we brought the gap down a little bit to first place. I'm going to assume that he's made a mistake somewhere for that to have come down that much that quickly. But, yeah, the guy behind, about the same distance behind us as we are to first, so really out here in the middle of nowhere with regard to the rest of our racing constituents. Alright. That was the final turn on the final lap. And across the line in second place. So, not bad. Yeah. Kind of assumed that something happened back there with that many people DNFing. That's unfortunate. I would have liked to have had a battle with the guy that qualified right in front of us. That may have even been this Tafu 71 guy, and we may have just gotten away from him. But anyway, that's the race. Not a bad result. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. If you want to see more videos or enjoy these types of videos, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. We're super close to 200. You guys have been amazing. Your support has been amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.